Holy moly, Forza Horizon 5 is looking beautiful. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, and we have more Forza Horizon 5 details and gameplay from the latest Let's Go stream. And in this video we're going to be going over 10 things we learned from this latest update on Forza Horizon 5. But before we do, I will be posting videos on everything we learned about FH5 leading up to launch, so think about subscribing if that's something you're interested in. Right, on to the things we learned. Number 1. So they started off the stream in the Swamp Biome, which I believe is the first look we've gotten at that. And it is one of the 11 biomes in the game, which I'm not going to go into too much detail here. I'm just going to be kind of focusing on the specifics that we learned about what we were shown. So back to the swamp, we learned that ride height will play a vital role in the ease at which you can drive through the drink, as it did in Forza Horizon 4, and makes sense. But the swamp is going to add kind of a unique element where you kind of choose your own adventure as you go through it, right? Because if you have a high ride height car, you can just plow right through all the water, or maybe you have like a lower rally car and you want to pick your way through all the dirt roads. So kind of the example that they gave is how that could play into the like Eliminator or something like that. They also made a point to mention that there wouldn't be any water that you couldn't drive through. Now, it was unclear whether it was the whole map or just the swamp, but the way that he phrased it made me think that hopefully it's the whole map where there's no water that'll trigger like a loading screen or reset or anything like that. Number 2. The jungle looks absolutely freaking amazing. I mean, you can just see how dense and humid the atmosphere is in the gameplay, and they mentioned that there will be some very dense jungle areas. So I can't wait to explore those. I mean, just take a moment to appreciate how fantastic the jungle looks. I think they've done a great job of keeping it like bright and vibrant, but also you do kind of feel the jungle kind of closing in on you. It does feel very, very thick. Number 3, bonus boards, of course, will be returning, and we got a glimpse of a couple of them during this gameplay. I don't know, I counted like maybe 3, 4, or 5 that I saw. I wasn't counting, but I definitely saw a handful of them. And it sounded like he maybe hinted that there could be some different types of, or maybe some additional types of bonus boards this time around, so something to keep an eye on. Numero 4. So moving on to the volcano, it's in the center of the map, so it's going to be kind of the central feature is what it sounds like. The defining feature, and it is its own specific biome and will be the only place where snow is going to be on the map. So they kind of talked about how you can not only look to the volcano for a quick reference to where you are on the map, because it'll be that giant landmark that you can always see and it is in the center, but also you can tell what season it is potentially by looking up at the top of the volcano to see how much snow is up there. So that's the one place where we'll have like blizzards and stuff, but if you don't want to mess with snow, then don't go up there. So people who hate the winter season rejoice. Number 5. So keeping on topic with the volcano, it will be home to the 2 largest drift zones that Horizon has ever done. One on one side will be a paved road, and then the one on the other side will be a dirt road. So drifters rejoice. There's going to be all kinds of windy, twisty, drifting roads. They talked about how it's kind of the longest switchback road they've done in Forza, so that's really, really exciting to see. And they gave us just a sneak peek at a danger sign that's going to be an absolutely huge jump. And honestly, I'm going to be very disappointed if that's the only one we have on the volcano. I mean, it sounds like this volcano is just going to be really gigantic, and I want to have at least a couple of jumps off the top of that thing. Number 6. There is a research center on the top of the volcano, and it sounds like this is going to be in the story missions that they've added. They didn't explicitly say that, but they kind of alluded to the fact that it will be tying into the game, and you'll have to come up there to do some research or something or other. So again, really excited to kind of see what they do with that new kind of Horizon Stories thing they're dealing with. Number 7. Last bit on the volcano. I don't think everyone realizes just how big this volcano is. The gameplay we got during the stream of driving to the top of the volcano, they started that from halfway up. And if you've ever, gone to like large mountains in real life, whether it's the Rockies or the Alps or whatever, you know that it can kind of play with your sense of scale. Your brain has a hard time comprehending how large they are in relation to the horizon, right? Your brain just can't quite fathom the scale that they're on. And I think that's going to be kind of the case in Forza, because you're going to be able to see it from the whole map. You can really see it. It really is quite a high point, and then when you're up there, it just feels like such a vast area. So keep an eye out for that. I think it's going to be a nice surprise for a lot of people when they boot up this game and see just how vast this volcano is going to be. Number 8, there are not going to be one, but 2 coasts in the game. The coast on the east will be the tropical beaches and resorts with like white sands and beautiful water that you probably think of when you think of Mexican beaches, like, you know, Cancun and that sort of thing. And then on the west coast is the rocky coast with the huge stone spires sticking out of the water that they showed in the beginning of the E3 trailer. And then probably more like rocky beaches, a little bit, you know, darker blue water, right? A little bit rougher seas. Number 9, we finally got some race gameplay, which was very exciting. Featured the Porsche 911 GT3 RS on what they call the Emerald Circuit, and it is looking so good. I think there were some people, or I saw online, I think it maybe was on Reddit, where people were worried about the handling becoming maybe a bit too arcadey. But based on what I can see here, I don't think we really need to worry about that. I mean, the physics, the handling, the map, the track, it all looks fantastic. And if you pay attention, you can also see the volcano off in the distance during the race. So like we talked about previously, you can orient yourself on the map by looking at where that volcano is. And number 10. So keeping on with this race, it takes place at the Horizon Apex Festival, which is one of the festivals you can open up, and is going to be focused on road racing and performance vehicles. So we have multiple festival sites confirmed, and it sounds like they might be centered around the particular type of racing or maybe vehicle types, but my best guess would be the types of racing that they've had previously. So like, you know, there'd be one for road racing, one for the dirt, one for the cross country, etc., etc. So we'll have to see. Well, there you go. There are 10 things we learned from the latest Forza Horizon 5 stream. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button and maybe think about subscribing as well. Till next time, stay classy.
While we were still talking about Predator Bush, Andy has snuck ahead and headed into Ekbalam, which is this incredible temple site, which is based on the real-life location of Ekbalam, which looks kind of like this. It is just this ancient temple site just jutting out of the Mexican jungle.